Because fuck you. I want you to hear that. See, here's the topic. Things to say to people when they asked, why did you stop drinking? And I'm gonna tell a story. I don't like to swear, but I wanted to start that video out like that because there was a time in my life where everyone that I ran into would continuously be like, yo, why did you stop drinking? Or what are you doing? Like, here's the truth for me. Like where I lived and the world that I'm in and just this environment right here that we're in right now, every single bar I've been kicked out of. I drank, so like the people knew around me, like, yo, bro, you drink too much. They just didn't want to say anything. But what happened is when I stopped drinking and I stopped putting poison into my body, I stopped beating myself up, I stopped living in a shit pit, I stopped living in a place of disgust and hatred for myself. People were like, hey, what are you doing? It was because it actually made them feel a certain type of way about themselves. But it got to the point, that's why I said this, because fuck you. I want you to hear from this. Like, I want you to really feel this. I got so sick and tired of telling the story, like, yeah, you know, I didn't like drinking and I didn't like the way that I felt and I wasn't being a good father and I wasn't being a good man and I wasn't being a good individual. In my life, I lost my business and all this chaos. I just got to the point, I'm like, you know what? It's none of your business. And although you might not want to say those words to people, I want you to take from this and understand. And I'm not going to actually just give you tactical things that you could say, but what I want you to understand is like you can literally be who you want to be. Too many of you, if you're landing on this page or watching this content, you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, you're an executive, you're a sales guy, and you get up every day and you're trying to please people instead of pleasing yourself. And this is what keeps people back, this is what makes them continue to drink. And once you stop, you start hiding it. And I see people doing stupid things like this, right? Grabbing a club soda and going to the bar and ordering up a bar and like having it in a red cup or red Solo cup or at a barbecue or whatever reason. They're like trying to hide something they are. Like, dude, if you're done, you're done. So let's talk about some things that you could actually say to people about why you stopped drinking. Well, number one, I don't like putting poison in my body. I don't want to justify putting poison in my body. I don't want to wake up every day and put poison in my body. I don't like the way that I got fat. I don't like the way that I look in the mirror and my skin is red and I got psoriasis and the liver is jacked up. I don't like the way my blood counts are. I don't like the fact that I've not been able to put my son or daughter to bed for the past 4 or 5 or 6 or 20 years where they smell like alcohol. I guess you're putting your kid to bed at 20 years old. That might be a little bit weird. But anyways, here's the point. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't. In America, in this society that we live in, you are actually having to live in a place where you can't put poison in your body and you're judged because you go and you actually try to chase the dream. This is because complacency, mediocrity, and weak people want to pay attention to what you're doing because they want to hold you down. Quitting drinking is not actually a big deal. And I'm not even here to tell you that you should or should not drink. What I'm here to tell you is that you don't owe anybody an explanation for why you want to live your life. So the number one thing that you can do is the same thing that I did. Although I got to the point where I'm like, yeah, because fuck you, or because this is what I did. I made a different story. And I want you to write a different story. Everything that you've done thus far in your life is a lie. I'm not saying you're a liar, but the way that you thought, the way you lived, the way you act, you don't even know who you really are. So there's nothing wrong when you wake up today, tomorrow, the next day, pursuing a life of purpose, a life of passion, a life of power, a life of productivity, a life of friendship, a life of leadership, a life of companionship, that you said, you know what? I decided I want to see what life was like to be free. And we're not even talking about being free from alcohol. Like, this video is meant to inspire you and meet you at a place where you can understand for yourself that the alcohol is not actually holding you back. You're the one holding yourself back. So when you look at this question of why did I stop drinking, people are asking, there's only one person that matters. That's you. But let's bring it down to a familial level. I bet your wife doesn't ask why you stopped drinking. I bet your kids don't ask why you stopped drinking. I bet your friends, the real friends, don't ask why you stopped drinking. They probably told you a long time ago, hey man, you should do something about this. Or they were like nudging you and prodding you, be like, hey, you're getting a little too drunk, you're getting a little too crazy. At least that's what it was like for me. So the things that you can tell people when you decide to stop drinking is actually whatever you want to tell them. But what I want you to do is do a reframe. I want you to write this story of power. Like, it's not about what you're giving up. And see, that's where I think people mess this up. They're afraid to go talk to people because they're going to think I'm different. They're going to judge me. They're not going to invite me over to their barbecues. They're going to treat me different when I walk in. They're going to think there's something wrong with me. Dude, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, there's literally nothing wrong with you for wanting to have a better life. There's nothing wrong with you for wanting to be healthy. There's nothing wrong with you for wanting to be in love with your wife in ways you've never actually been in love. There's nothing wrong with you with spending the last 4 years of your kid's high school education being the father that they know they should be, being the mother that you know that you're capable of being. Look, slowing yourself down by choice, drinking, it's your choice. Choosing to live a life better and not caring what people think because you want to live like on purpose and feel good, that's a gift. Like that's a true gift. So although there's some things we could say is like, oh, I'm just doing 30 days of sobriety or dry January or sober October, like all these little things that people want to tell people. It doesn't matter what you tell anybody. It matters what you tell yourself when you look inside of the mirror. Nobody's coming to save you. Putting poison and toxin in your body and then justifying why you don't do it to people who will never have to walk a mile in your shoes is you selling them on a lie. If you want to take back control of alcohol, you want to take back control of your life, you want to take back control of the power, you want to take back control of everything that matters, then start with living to a bigger degree, to a higher purpose of who you are. Like start looking at your life a little bit differently. It's not about what you're giving up, it's about what you're gaining. I've said this like 5 times on different videos today. You truly are gaining happiness. You truly are gaining deeper friendships. You truly are gaining deeper connection with people inside of your community and your environment. If you're a business leader or a leader in any form or fashion, you're gaining trust. That's we can do a whole video here on this. Like trusting yourself. When you go to a barbecue, when you go to a sports game, when you go to anywhere here, a graduation party, it doesn't matter. Do you trust yourself to tell yourself the truth? Because this person right here who's worried about what other people think will never be able to control or establish who he's truly meant to be or who she's truly meant to be. So I could go on and I could give you little things about what you should not say, what type of excuses. That's all it really is. You want to make excuses for why you're not drinking. Why don't you make a reality of the life you're trying to live? Why don't you shift your mindset and your perspective on telling a different story? I drank for 21 years of my life. I drank 50 to 60 drinks a day. I snorted cocaine all day long, took handfuls of pills to go to sleep, or shot heroin. Made a bunch of money. Everything I did turned to gold. Like my life was on fire until it wasn't on fire. When I stopped drinking, I actually remember a story I'll share with you. We went in, it was one of my major relapses, different vertical, different conversation we could have. But we went down to this restaurant to have dinner. I went with my friend Brian. We sit down, we belly up to the bar, right? Same habit, same bar, same place, and I don't order a drink. And the owner of the bar tries to give me a drink, and my buddy Brian goes, he's not drinking anymore. She's like, no, come on, really? She pushes the drink to me. I don't say anything. She's like, no, he's really not drinking. You know what she does? She's like, oh, damn, there goes my till. There goes my money for the night. See, because I was coming in, the very people that wanted to ask me why I'm not drinking were actually getting money from me, or I was being such an idiot that they were laughing at me the whole time. So the people that you think actually care that you are stopping drinking, you're controlling your drinking, you're becoming a better person, are probably talking shit behind your back as well. So why would you justify and give them any power or any thought or any just mind to them at all? No. The only person that matters why you're drinking or why you're not drinking is you. It starts with you. It goes to your wife, goes to your husband, goes to your kids, goes to your team, goes to the people that love you.